Hello, it's Jang here with a look at a LEGO Ninjago set. This is J Walker 1, comes with 386 pieces. And I don't know why they call this the J Walker 1, because it doesn't walk. It is one thing though, but it definitely doesn't walk. It's not a walker in any way, shape, or form. Jay already got his electro mech as a walker. This is just a big old car, and yes, it's huge. It's absolutely enormous to be just a single person vehicle, but it kind of does fit into the scale of some of the other vehicles that they've brought in to the series, obviously. Big old tires on this one, so it's definitely an off-roader able to do all sorts of things. It's intended to kind of work like a vacuum cleaner. This front section is supposed to be a scoop, where it's supposed to be able to scoop up and suck up all the different ghosts that it finds around, including screamers and other kind of the mini screamer discs that are fired at it. Lots of stickers used on this one, actually. A little bit more stickered up than I would expect. I think they went just a little bit too far with that. Again, you're supposed to be able to pick up ghosts from the front, and they'll go through this center tube into this collection chamber back here. That's kind of like a little prison. It's basically your vacuum cleaner tank, right, where all the dirt and stuff goes. But then once stuff is here, you can use those ghosts and shoot them back, shoot them out and use them as ammunition. In practice with the toy, they want you to open this up, and that gives you a large target area that you can shoot at with the little disc launcher on this structure, which I'll show you up closer in a minute. But this isn't always going to work, but you're supposed to try to shoot at the Jaywalker, and then the discs will get caught in there. Obviously a lot easier said than done, which is why they let you cheat. They just give you a stack of those things right here as a little storage spot where you've captured a bunch of them already. Then you can feed those into the disc launcher that's in this cannon. That's all that really works here, is just this small little piece, just one 1x4 piece that launches those out. The rest is pretty much just a tube just for looks. You know, it's just to add bulk, and then you fire off from here. You can also pretend to capture a whole screamer, a full-sized one, in this area. You can put a number of them in there actually and get them to stack up and then close them in. The cockpit area is fairly simple and just has a steering wheel there. You sit directly on the floor, and it's got a little console piece, which is a sticker. Here's that terrain piece, which has a hinge on it, so you can bring it together like this, or you can spread it out just a little bit. Doesn't really make that much of a difference. A little bit of a shrine detail here, but it has been possessed by the ghosts, so it's got their coloration and various kind of spines and I guess barbs coming up from the side just to make it look a little bit more spooky, and also black scorpions here with horns on the top. And that just has that same 1x4 piece that's used as a disc launcher, and you can store an extra disc or two over there depending upon where you want to keep them, on the ghost side or on Jay's side. And it comes with the yellow arrow blade, which is just the buildable shuriken with some yellow pieces attached to it. The most exciting thing here to me is this R5 droid headpiece in black. Here's a close look at Jay, who is the only ninja or the only good guy figure in this set. And this is not an official licensed Ghostbusters set, so I can't call that a proton pack that he's holding, that he has on. I can't call it a proton pack at all, not one bit, because it's nothing like a proton pack. Definitely not used for destabilizing ghosts and fighting against them and ultimately trapping them. Not in any way, shape, or form. Nah, this is just an electric cannon. You know, just a regular electric cannon with a battery backpack. That's all. Quick look at the torso print on the back and no alternate face. There's a whole lot of evil in this set, though. Left to right is Bansha, Whale, Gurkha, and a Screamer. Whale is the most interesting one here to me, by virtue of the different head. It's not a transparent head on this one. We'll look at that in just a second from the front. First, there are all the torso prints exposed from the back, and now we can take a look at their torsos from the front, fully exposed, as well as their faces. So, Jaywalker 1 doesn't walk because it's a car. Intended to suck up ghosts like a vacuum cleaner, but it doesn't as a toy. So instead they make it so you can catch a ghost, but it doesn't really do that very well. So they just give you some ghosts that you can shoot. Does that just fine. but I really feel like they could have pulled off the exact same thing with a much smaller and cheaper set. Still would have looked cool, still would have had the same play value. I like the little terrain structure in this set. I just like how it looks. I think it goes really well with all the sets from this series. Just captures the aesthetic of the ghostified stuff very nicely. And I feel like they were pretty generous with the minifigures in this set for basically just a vehicle versus minifigure set. To have a total of 4 figures plus the screamer plus the ability to shoot from the terrain thing, I think is nice. Overall, for me, this is definitely not my favorite from this series, and I feel like it could have been done better and or at least smaller and cheaper. Those are my thoughts. Be sure to share your thoughts with myself and most importantly with the rest of the viewing community by leaving a comment down below. Be sure to check the video description for answers to the most frequently asked viewer questions, and come back for my next video because it's on the way very soon.